Prachi Gupta. Welcome to today's COVID Bulletin. As the health emergency of this scale has not been experienced in the recent past, there's a lack of skilled personnel to carry out the diagnosis of the infection in the country. In this regard, Jawaharlal Nehru Centre for Advanced Scientific Research or JNCASR, which is an autonomous research institute under the Department of Science and Technology, has established a state-of-the-art COVID diagnostic training center at its Jakur campus. This training program is open for young candidates with a graduate or postgraduate degree in medical laboratory testing offered by any medical institute in India. Through this training center, the institute will train multiple batches of trainees in real-time PCR technique. The training program will run for a week, and in each batch, 6 to 10 persons will be trained. This crash course will have both classroom lectures and hands-on training on the processing of infectious samples, nucleic acid extraction and preservation, real-time PCR, molecular techniques, data analysis, and standard operating protocols of a clinical diagnostic facility. After completing this training, the participants will be ready to join a clinical diagnostic facility and carry out RT-PCR testing of COVID-19 samples. Talking about this program, Secretary DST Professor Ashutosh Sharma said, and I quote, "Scientific robust training of handling and processing of infectious samples, use of real-time PCR and other molecular diagnostics, data analysis and the standard operating protocols or SOPs of a clinical diagnostic facility are not only extraordinarily important in the time of COVID-19, but will continue to ensure the preparedness of the nation in the future to speedily address similar threats." Let's hear more on this from the experts.
We are doing is we devised a course for that lasts 6 days from Monday to Saturday, and this consists of both theoretical classes to explain them various aspects related to viruses, microorganisms, sterilizations, disinfections, PPE, donning, doffing, and most importantly, all molecular diagnostic techniques. See, right now, all the advanced countries and even in India, advanced laboratories use molecular diagnostic techniques, right? But not many people who are coming from these traditional courses like medical laboratory training, they don't have such courses taught them in the classes. So these are the people who are actually today doing all the real-time PCR in the laboratories. But real-time PCR is a very powerful technique. Therefore, it is very dangerous technique because it can lead to false positive results and false negative results. Therefore, it is very important to train these people how to understand this technique and how to be careful. So that therefore, it involves a lot of theory explanation to them as well as putting them through the laboratory. We generated a state-of-the-art laboratory facility here consisting of 4 different rooms and real-time PCRs, all of the machineries that is required, including biohoods, everything. So when they walk into this, they will understand how a lab should be really designed to organize a PCR like this. For instance, most of the hospitals may not be having this 3-room formula, 4-room formula. That is a serious violation, right? So usually the permission is not given to them unless they show 3 rooms. But having rooms is one thing, and our flow of movement. The people who are working in this laboratory should know that they cannot enter from one room to the other, or there should be dedicated, committed people in different rooms. There are so many things that you have to take care because this technique is very, very powerful technique. Therefore, it can lead to very, very serious problems. This course is essentially designed to explain them all these theoretical as well as practical aspects of this real-time PCR and other advanced techniques as well. For instance, we also teach them droplet digital PCR. That is going to be future of clinical diagnostics, and next generation sequencing, which is already an important aspect of clinical diagnostics. All these things will be taught to them in this 6-day course. And here these people are brought and they are given a small allowance to cover their all expenses, transport allowances, and they are given free boarding and lodging. So this is our institute. We are taking it as our social responsibility to train people.
The demand for ventilators has gone up in COVID-19 hospitals as the coronavirus infection creates havoc throughout the country. To overcome this shortage, researchers from IIT Roorkee have developed a low-cost ventilator named Pranavayu, which has all the features of an advanced ICU ventilator. The ventilator is made up of indigenous components to ensure that the country is not dependent on other countries to carry out its large-scale production. Given the urgency, this ventilator was made in just 2.5 months. AIIMS Rishikesh has tested this ventilator and has found it successful in terms of medical technology after due testing done in various medical conditions. It has been described by AIIMS as beneficial for use in serious diseases. A 5-member team of AIIMS doctors confirmed its technology and reliability after testing it at AIIMS Advanced Simulation Lab. Let's hear more on this from Professor Arup Kumar Das, Associate Professor, Mechanical and Industrial Engineering Department, IIT Roorkee.
Ventilator is actually having very unique features. To be very frank, first of all, this ventilator is far lower in cost as compared to the ventilators available in market nowadays. Now, this ventilator is having all components which at the beginning we have developed in our lab, and now we are trying to replace those by the available components in India. So, if you want to develop that ventilator inside country, so that is very easily possible. And then this ventilator is actually having no requirement of compressed air. So that means this ventilator can be used as a one emergency ventilator also, even in the ambulance. Okay, so it need not to be there in ICUs. It can be open in the corridor. It can be open in the ward, or even it can be used in the transport vehicles like ambulance. So this ventilator actually requires only a small power plug, nothing else apart from that. So this ventilator, then we have started thinking that how this ventilator can be actually helpful for COVID patients specifically. We found out that for COVID patients, some special type of ventilation is necessary, which are called pressure support modes and some volume control modes. We tried to develop all those things, and I can tell you that at present the ventilator is actually satisfactorily supporting the COVID patients. That has been well proved at AIIMS Rishikesh during our test. Rishikesh, we have tested for all possible modes. For a long run, we have tested as because this ventilator is supposed to be put on a human being. So we have to take all possible measures so that it will not be failing. So one good suggestion came from the panel of doctors who tested this ventilator is that if we can make this ventilator a little bit smaller in size. So you can say the form factor needs to be reduced. So we are working on that, and I can tell you that at present we have actually fabricated a smaller version, whatever we have tested at case in comparison to that. And we have seen that whatever the available ventilators are there, in comparison to these, our ventilator is of equal size or even lesser. So we have achieved that portion. And second thing, the doctors have actually told us that if we can have some sort of good representation of the graphical measures of the support of the ventilator. So we are working on that, and in no time that portion can be developed and we'll be able to give it to mankind.
Guwahati-based National Institute of Pharmaceuticals Education and Research, or NIPER, and Pune-based Hindustan Antibiotic Limited have signed an MOU to enable large-scale manufacturing and commercialization of 3D printed antimicrobial face shields developed by the NIPER. The face shield has been designed after carefully examining the various ways the virus spreads. The developed 3D printed antimicrobial face shields are low cost, transparent, easy to wear, antimicrobial in nature, non-fragile, and are easy to clean with the existing sanitizers or any alcoholic disinfectant. Given the novelty quotient of the face shield, NIPER Guwahati has filed for both an Indian design patent and provisional patent at the Indian Patent Office. That is all for today. We will be back with another edition of COVID-19 Bulletin soon. Namaskar.